This is my presentation for Bitcoin, the dark side of virtual currency, by me, Saudi Bañuelos, for our EDUC 515 course at Azusa Pacific University. First and foremost, we need to establish what is a Bitcoin. A Bitcoin is the very first cryptocurrency or virtual currency that was created back in 2009 by a Japanese gentleman. It's unique because governments can not regulate the creation of these currencies. In order to understand the new currency system, we have to look back in history and look at the old currency system. Back between World War II and 1971, the Bretton Woods Agreement stated that currencies were backed by a commodity, and in many cases it was gold. This was done so to create stability among fluctuations in rates. The new currency system is referred to as the fiat. It's a free-flowing currency that is not pegged or tied to a commodity. A lot of the currencies now that exist are considered fiat, especially Bitcoins. Yet they're unique since they need to be mined through computers, they're free independent currency, as well as supply is tightly regulated. So let's get this straight. Essentially, Bitcoins are not attached or tied to anything. They are considered more of an investment than an actual asset. It is all about perception and the value we place on it. Therefore, the fluctuation in its price is subject to change through a lot of factors. Although we can be swayed by its allure of riches, we have to be mindful that just like everything, frustrations and problems can arise with Bitcoins, one of which being the drastic price value it has currently accumulated. And just like everything going up, it must also come down, which creates big losses and headaches for those who invest in them. I'm now going to go into the 3 disadvantages that Bitcoin has. The first is that it has a huge risk of being hacked. Since these Bitcoins are electronically stored, it makes it viable for hackers to steal these files due to loss of passwords or from malware attacks. While conducting my research for this topic, I ran into a lot of examples. In one case, an online wallet service called MyBitcoin stored coins in a secure way, but got hacked and the site disappeared, leaving many without their investment. Since there was no regulations, there was no one to prosecute. The second disadvantage is there's no regulation, which increases the instability of the worth of the Bitcoin. Due to the anonymous nature of the business, it is obviously what intrigues individuals to purchase in the first place, but it is also where the one main issue lies. It's because the rate can change overnight. Many of you may be asking what the correlation between being anonymous and changing rates has anything to do with each other. Well, since it is currently decentralized at this point, the bubble for the Bitcoin can increase, but if regulation is then required, the prices are subject to plummeting. The third disadvantage is the vulnerability that Bitcoin has to Ponzi schemes and frauds. Ponzi schemes sprouted out promising enticing high returns on investments, and these organizers left a few folks wishing they had not. As it is well known, the only benefactors of these schemes are those who first invest. Since Bitcoins are an electronic series of numbers that are created through an algorithm by the computer, there is no tangible product. Therefore, when transactions occur, the worth can be misrepresented, leaving many livid and empty-handed. Perhaps you're still wondering, should I invest in Bitcoins? If you ask many of these experts on the topic, they will all unanimously tell you, no, do not invest because of its volatile nature. Other experts also warn that just like this Bitcoin was created out of almost an algorithm of numbers, another person can come up and create a different cryptocurrency that could challenge the value of the current Bitcoin. The potential of riches that Bitcoin can garner you is definitely there. But as we have seen, there are also many disadvantages, such as hacking and theft, the instability of its worth, the increase in fraud and scams. So, are you really willing to invest? The following are my references, and I'd like to thank you for watching my presentation.
Created using Powtoon.